Was truly a holiday miracle when she showed up to work and saw a familiar face.
It was on her second day volunteering at Saving Grace Pet Adoption Center in Roseburg that 15-year-old Hannah Roundtree saw a familiar face in the catio.
I pulled up and I was like, is that my cat? Like, it literally looks so much like Spunky.
Spunky, Hannah's childhood cat, ran away while his family was on a trip over 3 years ago.
He was like my first cat and the first thing that I bonded with as a child. It was just really hard and, I cried a lot.
Hannah and her family spent months looking for Spunky.
That's when I was kind of like, I think maybe he passed away or someone took him like far away.
So it was certainly a surprise to see her old friend so many years later.
Good boy. That's how I got him. It was just fate, I feel like.
But the question remains, where were you for those 3 years? We may never know. Wendy King, director of Saving Grace, says Spunky was brought into the shelter in early September.
He came in as a stray that had been found near the side of the highway in Winchester.
Spunky was renamed Bear and put up for adoption.
He quickly became a favorite.
A couple took him home a few weeks later, but brought him back because he didn't want to catch mice. And so there he was, waiting for his original owner to stumble upon him.
I just think that's perfect that she is able to find the pet that she was separated from here when she came to help.
And Hannah says he's already adjusted to life back home.
Very comfortable. I knew that he would just perk up and remember.
A happy tale of two childhood friends reunited. I'm Alex Hassenstab reporting.
And all this time he's like, my name's not Bear, it's Spunky. It's like, what do you call me that for? Well, the capital of Kansas is willing to pay people to move there. The Choose Topeka program offers $10,000 to renters and $15,000 for those who buy a house. These incentives are performance-based. Once a resident has spent a year living in the community, the city hopes this will boost the area's population and work towards fostering an intentional community. What do you think? For 10 grand, would you move to Topeka?
No, I like it here in Hawaii.
I do too. I wish they would just pay us money for the cost of living in Hawaii.
Oh,
yeah. that would be nice, but it's worth it for paradise. Yeah.
The price is the beauty and the weather.
Yeah.
As you've been reporting.
I did Tornado Alley in Oklahoma once. Not my cup of tea.
Enough,
no offense to anybody that is from Topeka, but they're probably not watching in Hawaii.
All right. This morning's top stories and a full hour of Island News starts right now.
Now, from KITV4 Island News, this is Good Morning Hawaii.
Right now on Good Morning Hawaii, a man with a lengthy rap sheet is finally behind bars after being on the run from Honolulu police for more than a month.
Plus, neighbors in Palolo say enough is enough when it comes to a recent crime wave in their community, the solution they have in mind.
And with more than 300 heat-related cases sent to the nurse's office over the past 4 months, parents at New Valley Middle School call on lawmakers for help.
And some new details about the man arrested for that carjacking in Waipahu on Thursday. Police believe he's connected to a deadly officer-involved shooting in Kapolei from last month. But we begin with that 25-year-old Victor Gascon. The third is behind bars this morning after being on the run from police since November 12th. Good morning, Hawaii. Happy Saturday. I'm Tom George.
Aloha, everybody. I'm Annalisa Burgos. Honolulu police arrested Gascon and 3 others in Waipahu after they allegedly tried to rob a man at gunpoint. Last month, officers found Gascon in a car at the 76 gas station in Kapolei with 30-year-old Michael Kahale-Hoi and 24-year-old Melvin Spillner. The 2 men were wanted in connection to a string of armed robberies, but police shot and killed Kahale-Hoi on Thursday after he hit an officer with his vehicle while trying to escape.
And Gascon has a lengthy criminal background with 13 prior convictions, including multiple car thefts and trespassing. 10 of those convictions happened over just the past 2 years. Well, new this morning, the Navy now says the gunman involved in the deadly Pearl Harbor shooting was not facing disciplinary action. According to records, Gabriel Romero was not scheduled to face non-judicial punishment, had not been through a court-martial, and was not taking anger management classes. They also confirmed that he used an M4 rifle to shoot 3 men at that shipyard, killing 2 of them and killing another before using a 9mm pistol to take his own life. Investigators report he did not know those victims, and they believe it was a random act of violence, but they are still searching for a motive.
A new study shows active combat may not be the primary cause of suicide for active duty U.S. soldiers. The study was done by researchers at the University of Hawaii and published by the Journal of the American Medical Association. It compared Army suicide rates between the 19th and 21st centuries, which dropped during times of war, except for conflicts in Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan.
We were hoping to kind of broaden the base of inquiry that people are using to address the current rates of military suicide, because you can't really understand a problem until you understand the history of it.
And this is the largest historical study to date on Army suicide.
Well, residents in Palolo claim there's been a rise in crime in their neighborhood, and next week, community members are meeting with lawmakers and police to hopefully try and find a solution. But as KITV4's Nicole Tam reports, some people say they want answers now.
Palolo Neighborhood Board Chair Randy Hack says he's been getting more calls from residents lately because of recent criminal activity in the area.
Their safety, worry about their relative who might be at risk or themselves, and about the nature of the community that they live in, that these kinds of things can happen.
Things like the break-in at a Palolo Valley home where two men assaulted and robbed a grandmother while her 2-year-old granddaughter was home. Another was a double stabbing at Palolo homes in August that sent 2 men to the hospital.
I asked area residents just how safe they feel in the community and got mixed responses. Some say they feel safe because they lock everything up in their home, while others are on edge because of the uprise in crime.
Proposed ideas to combat crime include setting up a neighborhood watch where residents keep an eye out for others.
It starts with the very locally, very small, and hopefully that may speed up responses of the authorities.
Honolulu City Council member Ann Kobayashi is one of the organizers of the discussion. She says her neighborhood in Manoa had one for 10 years and believes it's working.
Where there are those watches, there hasn't been robberies. So I'm going to try to convince Palolo people that we should do the same thing. There just aren't enough police officers, so the more we can help them, the better.
She hopes bringing legislators and the community together can help keep people safe. Nicole Tam, KITV4 Island News.
The teen involved in a deadly snatch and grab in Kalihi back in July has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter. 17-year-old Saikit Saingo is accused of stealing a purse from an 85-year-old woman on Kamehameha 4 Road. The woman fell, hit her head, and later died. Bail is set at $250,000. He's scheduled to be back in court in February.
Well, Honolulu police arrested a 34-year-old man for allegedly robbing the First Hawaiian Bank branch on North King Street on Tuesday. He was picked up in Manoa Thursday night for second-degree theft. Police say he handed the teller a note demanding money and got away with an undisclosed amount of cash. All right, well, turning now to your weekend forecast, we've got a live look outside there. Look at that beautiful sunrise, Annalisa. Doesn't really get much better than that as you're waking up. Are you dreaming of a white Christmas, Annalisa?
Maybe with snow that you can visit.
Well, I can't really help
here.
Can't really help you with that here. Here in our islands, nothing like that happening. But here's a look at what our temperatures are looking at right now in Honolulu. In the 70s right now. Satellite, not too much to speak of there. You can see pretty cloudy, though. Those trades are going to continue. The winds, nice and breezy. Those trades are going to stick around the next couple days. That's going to make it feel really nice outside. Actually feel a little bit chilly, very much December in Hawaii. Your hourly forecast, again, 78 right now as you're waking up. As you look through the day there, pretty cloudy all day. The trade's going to keep things nice and cool, but the highs will be in the 80s, but it will feel nice and cool with those trades. Annalisa, we'll send it back to you.
All right, I'll take it. Thanks, Tom. Within the past 4 months, students at New Valley Middle School have been to the nurse's office for heat-related issues more than 300 times. KITV4's TJ Horgan spoke to parents who want the heat put on lawmakers to make classrooms cooler.
It's not that hard to find a place to cool off in Hawaii Kai. But the classroom isn't an option for students and teachers in Kaiser Complex schools.
After recess, you go inside It takes a long time to cool off.
According to the Department of Education, about half of its 11,000 classrooms across the state have working air conditioning.
What's the hardest part of school right now?
Concentrating on my work.
Why is it difficult to do that?
Because it's always hot.
Maggie Hong has 3 kids in Kaiser Complex schools.
They come home and they're just telling me how hot it is, and they're just dripping with sweat.
They inspired her to start the Cool Our Keiki Coalition, lobbying political leaders to help them beat the heat.
And working with our area elected officials and our principals to get funding to have ACs in all 6 schools of our Kaiser Complex area.
They're among the 153 schools that have completed assessments under the DOE's School-Directed AC program.
We'd like to get our classrooms cooled, not in 2 years, not in 8 years. We'd like to get them cooled as soon as possible.
But who knew cold air could be such a hot commodity?
10 to 15,000 per classroom to cool the classrooms.
From the Keiki's perspective, it has nothing to do with money.
Last one up's a rotten egg. I guess we'll call it a tie.
Yeah. The sweat gets into your eyes, and when it gets into your eyes, it burns.
A mother of 3 lobbying politicians isn't a calling Maggie Hong ever expected to undertake.
The biggest challenge has been being able to get some kind of a clear understanding of what it would look like, the process would look like.
Next Tuesday at the state capitol, the coalition's meeting with lawmakers to hopefully map out a timeline.
We want something to be done now, and we'd like to make the cooling of all classrooms across Hawaii an ongoing priority.
TJ Horgan, KITV4 Island News.
Now, TJ Horgan having a little bit of fun there with the playground there. And speaking of playgrounds, the organizers of a controversial new playground slated for Ala Moana Beach Park are actually targeting a new location. It's now expected to be built at the nearby Kaka'ako Makai Gateway Park. Some residents push back against the original plan because they say Ala Moana is one of the few green spaces we have left in the city. But supporters say 1 in 7 children on Oahu have an injury or a disability that prevents them from accessing regular playgrounds. So this one will offer active and quiet play zones, and including an ADA-compliant family bathroom, perimeter fencing, and security.
That's a good idea, actually. I have a friend who lives in Kaka'ako, and she says there's not enough facilities for children and families there. So
yeah,
that's a good site, maybe.
Yeah, so kind of, and it also keeping everybody happy, have a playground, but also keep the green space in the original site too. So.
All right, the time now, 7:10 a.m. Still ahead, Keiki at Kaiser Permanente get a special visit from Disney's most beloved character.
Plus, see the special way hundreds of deaf and blind Keiki shared their wish list with Santa's. It's all coming up in today's Morning Shakas. Time now 7:10. Don't go away. Good Morning Hawaii. We'll be right back on your Saturday morning. Stay with us.
You got me. What do you want? I've got AI robots. I've got VR goggles.
I want your sled, please.
No.
Be a shame if this went viral.
For those who never compromise. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event.
It was pretty good this year.
Lease the GLE 350 SUV for $669 a month at the Mercedes-Benz Winter Event.
Store closing sale at Robert Palma Designs, Hawaii's premier GIA certified fine jeweler. Savings of up to 60% off on engagement rings, wedding bands, loose diamonds, pre-owned luxury watches, rings, bracelets, men's jewelry, and more. Everything must go. We're liquidating our entire inventory at Robert Palma Designs. Just in time for your holiday shopping. Millions of dollars in fine jewelry will be sold at huge savings. Robert Palma Designs, 37th floor in Century Center. Sale starts now.
You were born with a small footprint. You should go through life with one too. Let's be the generation that preserves Hawaii for generations to come. Together, we can reduce our carbon footprint and transition Hawaii to a 100% clean energy future. For the Aina, for Ohana, for our Hawaii. Join us at hawaiianelectric.com/footprint.
Aloha, Honolulu. You've been amazing to me.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It looks like you've missed me as much as I've missed you. And I have some exciting news. I'll be back for 2 more shows in 2019. I'll be performing my favorite Christmas songs and greatest hits with members of the Hawaii Symphony and the Royal Hawaiian Band. I'll see you for the holidays.
Aloha, everybody. It's time for our morning shakas. Pediatric patients at Kaiser Permanente Moana Lua Medical Center received a special visit from Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and friends this week.
Yeah, squad goals there. The Disney characters spent time with mother and baby patients in the NICU area and with patient families. This marks the 8th year Moana Lua Medical Center has welcomed characters from Disney Resort and Spa Aulani to visit with young patients in the hospital over the holidays. The characters spreading a healthy dose of aloha and holiday cheer with hugs, photos, and special gifts. Super cute.
And then take a look at this. A special guest made his way from the North Pole to Pearl Ridge Center this week. About 125 deaf, deafblind, and extremely hard of hearing students from Oahu, Maui, Kauai, and Molokai had a chance to sign with Santa. They sat on Santa's lap and used American Sign Language to tell him what they wanted this holiday season. For 28 years now, the event has given Keiki and their families a chance to celebrate the holidays.
It's pretty chilly in the North Pole this time of year, and I think he just wanted an excuse to visit Hawaii. So.
Maybe, and then maybe he can catch some surf. I've seen some surfing Santas.
Yeah, well, a good tease to weather. We'll talk about the surf coming up a little bit. Yeah, still ahead, though. We'll also learn about a fundraiser that's making a difference for families.
And, of course, coming up in sports, we'll have highlights and reaction from the Sweet 16 for Rainbow Wahine Volleyball, the farthest run in this tournament since 2015. Stay with us. You're watching Good Morning Hawaii.
Use the Spectrum TV app and watch live TV anywhere around Hawaii, even on-demand titles. Spectrum.
Every wireless carrier claims they can save you money, but Spectrum Mobile's online savings calculator tells you exactly how much your family can save by switching.
But what if one person uses a ton of data because they have an exciting and vibrant life, and the other person is you?
Doesn't matter. Spectrum Mobile lets you mix and match plans to get the most savings across your entire family.
So what you're saying is, we're family.
Not even close.
Huh.
To see how much you can save, go to spectrummobile.com/save.
I'm gonna start planning our family vacation anyhow.
Tony Group is counting down to Christmas with great deals and incredible prices. Visit the Tony Group Autoplex now through December 24th and get great year-end deals on over 750 new Hondas, 450 new Nissans, 100 new Volkswagens, 150 new Hyundais, and over 300 used cars. Enter to win a $500 Ala Moana Center shopping spree during the Countdown to Christmas sales event now through December 24th at the Tony Group Autoplex in Waipio.
After I really looked around and saw Hawaii and its people for what it was, I couldn't think of living anyplace else. Personal injury is what we do. We help people recover compensation for their personal injury claims. We're going to take care of everything. All you have to do is worry about getting better. At Recovery Law Center, our promise to you is that we'll be in the recovery with you.
Island Style, where we are honored to tell your story every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on KITV. And we are honored to partner with Ward Village and all the locally owned businesses that make Ward Village their home for live, work, and play. That's every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on KITV.
Welcome back. Happy Saturday, everybody. Nice start to your weekend. Look at this beautiful sunrise I got you to start your morning. Look at that. Doesn't get much better than that over Honolulu as you're waking up. Doesn't get much nicer than that 77 either. Feeling a little bit chilly, though. It is December in Hawaii, beginning to feel a lot like Christmas as you're doing your last-minute holiday shopping out there. Windy as well. Look at that. Picking up in just the last 15 minutes or so, up to 20-mile-per-hour gusts in some spots. We are going to see some trades popping up throughout the next couple days. If you look at your satellite radar, some possible showers, especially On your windward side, Maui, same deal. Look at those showers popping up from the west. If you're doing the road to Hana, it could be a little slippery today. Same goes for the Big Island, some scattered showers there. We were talking about surf, Santa visiting. Maybe he want to catch some waves. Last couple days, we were seeing some wild eddy level surfs. Nothing that crazy. It's the swell has gone down. It's only 5 to 8 footers for the North Shore. So if you want to head out there and not deal with the crazy surf, it might be a good day to do that. 8-day forecast, pretty beautiful. Those trades going to make it feel a little bit cooler, but look at that, man, beautiful highs in the 80s all week. Got a good week coming up here in December in Hawaii. Doesn't really get much better than that. For now, we'll send it over to Cody with sports.
UH women's volleyball back in its rightful place among the top teams in the nation, as it's been a season of resurgence, and the road for the Bows led to this year's Sweet 16 in Madison, Wisconsin, the farthest any team has reached in this tournament since 2015. What's up, everybody? I'm Cody Krupp, and welcome to Sports. And coming into this season with just one returning starter and 9 new faces on the roster, very few other than those inside that locker room could have seen what this team could have possibly achieved. But head coach Robin Amo saw it from the very first practice, as that day quoted, "The level of play is nowhere close to the first 2 years I got here." And well, they approved their coach right all season long.
Hawaii showing you their trademark. They are really a good ball control team. Digging and, of course, first contact serve receive high flat, and nice chase that time by Maddie Kubik, but Nebraska unable to follow up.
UH coming out of the gates red hot as the Bows were going toe-to-toe with the 6th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Wahine the first to 15, as there was the lean but mean Brooke Van Sickle. So Nebraska did take their first lead at 17-16, but Hawaii the first to 20, and things are looking real good to take the first set, as they had set point 24-23, but the senior Norino Sia sent it long, so we went on, and another set point chance, 27-26, but unable to shut the door, and Nebraska capitalized as they had their own set point, 28-27, into the net, and the Cornhuskers took the first set. In the second set, UH rallied back from down 5 to take the lead at 16-15, but the rest of the match, it was all Nebraska. They would take the second set 25-22, and this season coming to an end with a sweep in the Sweet 16 for UH, 25-19 in that third set. And, well, what an effort it has been from this 2019 team led by those seniors who brought the swagger back to UH women's volleyball.
New girls in and out, 5 freshmen, and because of the seniors and the classmen were here, they did a great job. Told the juniors, I'm like, you guys got really big shoes to fill. You know, these guys did great from spring, and yeah, I'm proud of them.
Big West champions, finishing with a record of 26-4, and of course this trip to the Sweet 16, again the farthest since any team has done since 2015, so nothing to hang their head about. It's been a great season, and they're going to be good for years to come. 145. Max Blessed Holloway made weight Friday, and now the Waianae natives got that sight set on defending his featherweight belt for the 4th time, as he's going to meet Alexander Volkanovski in Las Vegas.
The biggest thing I learned about myself is that it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish, you know. I had a bad start in the UFC, went out strong, knocked back down, had a 500 record, and now we're on this unbelievable record, streak that people keep talking about, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet, and I got a lot more to do, a lot more time. I'm far from my prime, and I can't wait. Exciting.
So that streak they're talking about is his 14 straight wins at featherweight, which spans all the way back to 2013. We're going to have highlights later today here on KITV4 Island Sports.
We're holding it down for the defense this week. Come out this week, support the LB squad. LB squad.
Back at practice and feeling loose as UH football getting ready to let loose on BYU in the SoFi Hawaii Bowl coming up on Christmas Eve. This marks 3 out of 4 years that they have played in this game. Winners in 2016, losers last year. We're going to have more, though, coming up this weekend here on KITV4 Island Sports. That's it for now, though, here on KITV4 Island News.
Catch up on today's top headlines with KITV4's Brenton Awad, 5, 6, and 10.
The other teams don't have what we have. I'm talking about our dedication, our willingness to get out there, walk the communities, talk to individuals.
You have to put in the work behind the scenes, whether it's making the calls, going out into the community, and actually hearing those people's stories.
We are Hawaii. Hawaii is our home.
Looking for better family health, wellness, and savings? HawaiiSavingsClub.com offers daily deals on Johnson & Johnson products. Don't get stuck paying full price and don't get stuck in traffic. Visit KITV.com before you get on the road.
Yes. Choir, sing. Come on. Don't stop clapping now.
Happy Honda Days is on now. Unwrap the joy of a new HR-V, complete with second row magic seat.
That's all right.
It was still dark. I had my hazard lights on.
One careless driver changed Val Tua's life forever.
He hit me from behind, and I got pinned in between his car and my tow truck. I tried to get up, but my legs were broken already. They amputated the first time below knee, but the infection was still bad, so they had to go higher. The only thing that gave me going was I wanted to see my unborn son.
During his hospital stay, Val called Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner.
So what I tried to do was give Val encouragement, give him hope.
Lucky we found John Yamane and some other good people to help us.
If you need help, Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner is here. lyslaw.com.
I just wanted to tell everybody that's driving, just slow down, move over for the tow operators, give them room, let them take you home safely.
Sponsored by Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner, Hawaii's personal injury law firm. This is Good Morning Hawaii.
All right, welcome back. Well, we all know it's the holiday season, the season of giving, right? Our next guest, Beverly Santos, you're already in the Christmas spirit. I love the hat.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Ready to go, and we got a really special event going on today, right? We got Hawaii Food Bank and Goodwill kind of partnering together for this event, Pack the House, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So Goodwill Hawaii and Hawaii Food Bank are teaming up together. We are neighboring warehouses in Mapuna, Puna, and we're inviting the community to come out today and drop off donations, either food, monetary, or household donations. Household items to our warehouses, and we're hoping to pack our warehouses and then fill some houses of families who are experiencing a little emptiness this holiday season.
You know, and kind of where do we stand now? Is there a shortage, or how big of a deal is this to help out?
Well, for us at Hawaii Food Bank, hunger is an issue that we face all year round, but it's especially important to us during the holiday season because we want to make sure that as many families can celebrate in the same way that most of us are able to. So when people have a little bit extra to share and give, we try to spread the love, and we're so excited that Goodwill Hawaii is partnering with us for this event as well, so we can maximize that.
And you know, it's nice to give, but it's always an added bonus when there's some fun activities to go along with it, right?
Absolutely.
So what do you guys got going on?
So we have photos with Santa, and then we have activities for our keiki, and then a hot cocoa bar. And anyone that comes today to make a donation will be entered to win tickets to the Hawaii Bowl.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun too. Yeah, so especially hot cocoa. It's gonna be a little bit chilly today, so get that hot cocoa bar. You can come in and make some of that too. What's so kind of you know, how big of a need is there right now?
The need is, like I said, throughout the year, but 1 in 8 people are experiencing hunger right now. So that means, you know, 1 in 8 people are going to bed hungry every night. So we want to make sure that we're there as a safety net and exist for those people who are experiencing that during this holiday season.
Yeah, and so hopefully we'll get a big crowd, right? What
I hope
are we
so.
excited? Any expectations for the day?
Well, we're hoping the weather holds up for us today, and we've got music and, like I said, all these fun activities for the kids, and we just hope to see the community come out. And I know it's a big shopping day, but hopefully there'll be some time to give as well.
Absolutely. So real quick before we go, just kind of recap for everybody all the details, because it starts in a couple hours, right?
Absolutely, yeah. 10 to 3 at our neighboring warehouses in Mapunapuna. That's 2610 and 2611 Killy House Street, Mapunapuna.
Awesome. A really great cause. Come out and see Beverly. Help them all out. We'll have all the details for you online as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Beverly.
Thanks, Tom.
We'll see you after the break. Stay with us.
I'm standing on the mountain, about to fall. I'm running on the rooftops, 50 foot tall. I'm breaking through the ceiling.
Celebrate Infinity's 30th year with 2020 Edition 30 SUVs. Lease the 2019 QX50 for $379 a month, plus get a $1,500 winter bonus at your local Infinity retailer.
Merle Norman's Ultra Powder Foundation has a velvety matte flawless finish with a wide range of shades from light to dark for any skin type. Ultra Powder Foundation, your best foundation forever. Merle Norman. Visit your nearest Merle Norman Cosmetic Studio for your personalized service.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Rhee of the Hawaiian Eye Center. I enjoy working with my patients to make a real difference in their lives.
I had the surgery to remove my cataracts. It's like I had a brand new life. I could see so clear. I was so happy, just happy.
At Hawaiian Eye Center, we help our patients see better with personalized quality care. Come see us at Hawaiian Eye Center.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Built for the holidays.
Now get F-150 with $8,250 total cash, or drive home with 0% financing for 72 months. Only at your Hawaii Ford dealers.
Now, from KITV4 Island News, this is Good Morning Hawaii.
Right now on Good Morning Hawaii, President Trump pushing back after the House approves 2 articles of impeachment against him.
Plus, concerns raised as Hawaii prepares for its first ever vote-by-mail election.
And heated moments at the state capitol see how the University of Hawaii at Manoa's budgeting is looking for the upcoming school year just ahead.
Good morning, Hawaii. Thank you so much for joining us this beautiful Saturday. We begin this half hour in Washington, where President Trump is pushing back after the House Judiciary Committee approved 2 articles of impeachment against him.
David Wright is on Capitol Hill right now with reaction as those articles now head for a full House vote.
The Judiciary Committee will come to order, a quorum being present.
After weeks of hearings and days of debate, the historic vote on articles of impeachment took less than 10 minutes.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Stanton?
Aye. Every Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee voted for.
No.
Every Republican against 2 articles of impeachment stemming from President Trump's effort to get Ukraine to dig up dirt on his 2020 rival, Joe Biden.
Today is a solemn and sad day. For the 3rd time in a little over a century and a half, the House Judiciary Committee has voted articles of impeachment against the President for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
Those charges now go to the full House for a vote expected Wednesday, then on to a trial in the Republican-controlled Senate. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, appearing on Fox News, pledged to work in total coordination with the White House on the impeachment trial, where the Constitution requires a 2/3 margin to remove the president. Republicans have hinted they'd like a speedy trial with no witnesses, one that would be over in a matter of days.
It's going nowhere in the Senate, but I really hope and pray the Senate will not just pick it up and dismiss it. America needs to hear from the witnesses, and we didn't get to hear from them here. This was a kangaroo court.
This has been a wild week. The president says he'd like to hear witnesses too, but said Friday he'll defer to the Senate.
I'll do whatever I want. Look, we did nothing wrong. I wouldn't mind a long process because I'd like to see the whistleblower who's a fraud.
And that was David Wright reporting. Democratic presidential candidates, meantime, are threatening to boycott next Thursday's debate at Loyola Marymount University in California. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and more say they won't show up if they have to cross picket lines to do so. University workers are currently in contract negotiations with the food service company they work for. They're calling for affordable health care and fair wages. The Democratic National Committee says it's trying to come up with a solution.
And Hawaii U.S. Senator Brian Schatz wants more federal resources for the fight against meth. He sent a letter to the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy yesterday, asking it to treat the problem as a priority. Our partners over at the Civil Beat report, last year Hawaii saw 147 meth-related deaths statewide. Now that's 4 times higher than 10 years ago. Schatz says more people in Hawaii have actually died from meth than from opioids in each of the past 5 years.
A federal judge in Utah has ruled people born in the territory of American Samoa should be recognized as U.S. citizens. Right now, they're considered U.S. nationals, which means they pay taxes but cannot vote, run for office, or apply for certain government jobs. American Samoa is the only place in the country without an automatic claim to citizenship.
Well, Americans will be avoiding a holiday tax increase on imported toys, clothing, and smartphones. That's all because of a new trade deal between China and the U.S. Now, that also means the U.S. farmers can now sell more soybeans and pork to China. But this is just phase 1 of that deal. More rounds of negotiations are expected to reach a more significant agreement.
The Chinese side believes that, as the top 2 economies of the world, China and the United States should bear in mind the larger interests in managing their economic and trade relations.
Now, that deal comes after a 17-month trade war between the 2 countries. President Trump says negotiations for phase 2 will begin immediately. All right, well, taking things back here at home, turning out of your weather, this is a live look out at Hilo Bay from our camera at the Hilo Hawaiian Hotel as the sun finally starting to peek up over on the Big Island. I guess blame it on the rain or blame it on the trades, I guess you could say. That's going to be the story of the day as you head out on your Saturday. Turning things back here to Oahu, look at that beautiful sunrise. Some clouds in the sky, though, as you're waking up in Honolulu. You can see the current temperature, 77 degrees, but no clouds to speak of right now. It's pretty cloudy right now, and those trade winds going off right now. It's going to be sticking around like that for the rest of your day as well. Current temperatures pretty chilly for December. It is winter after all. 71 in Hilo. On the island of Lanai, shout out to them, 69 degrees. You're actually below 70 right now, so pretty cool, very wintry feeling here in the islands today. So turning now to your satellite, look at that. All over the islands, we've been saying clouds, clouds, clouds. Sun not really peeking out much today, so kind of keeping things cool. It's going to be like that the rest of the day. Current winds, kind of nice and cool, nice and breezy trades to speak of today. Looking really nice out there, but definitely going to be a nice day out there as you're heading out for your Saturday. And again, next couple days is going to be nice with those trade winds sticking around pretty much all week. Annalisa, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Tom. Election Day is about 8 months away, but concern is already growing about Hawaii's first ever vote-by-mail election. Ballots will be mailed to all 766,000 registered voters in July. They can mail them back or drop them off at any of 8 voter service centers statewide. Having an election entirely conducted by mail may be efficient, but it should still protect the spirit of democracy, says one nonpartisan nonprofit.
Just saying we err on the side of caution, open a few more voter service centers so that people, if they don't get their ballot in the mail or have questions about their ballot, that they could go to a voter service center that's more conveniently located.
Honolulu's election administrator says 2 sites are adequate, and about 60% of Oahu voters already vote by mail, so the change won't be too dramatic. It could also potentially boost historically low voter turnout. Political analyst Neil Milner is skeptical.
You're not going to get, I don't think, a dramatic increase in turnout, because turnout is not just about the ease of ballot.
Ease shouldn't come at the expense of security, say local GOP party leaders, who discussed the issue with the Republican National Committee in D.C. this week.
We're doing a lot of initiatives and best practices because, we believe that the all mail-in voting has potential for a lot of fraud and corruption.
Democrats welcome the move.
I'm very optimistic that for the Democratic Party-run presidential primary, we will increase participation. We'll have more Democrats voting than we had 4 years ago.
How smoothly things are run will depend on the state, Milner says.
Imagine in this hacking age, the average layperson saying, well, why aren't they going to just go in and steal my vote? I mean, how hard is it? We've been phished, we've been hacked, I've lost money with some credit card scam. You're going to have to do a lot of education.
And Honolulu City Council member Tommy Waters wants to change the way the Honolulu prosecutor is chosen. So right now the seat is elected by the voters, but Waters wants the mayor to appoint that position to eliminate the ability for the prosecutor to put him or herself on paid administrative leave and to avoid an unelected appointee to fill that position in the meantime. Right now, Honolulu prosecutor Keith Kaneshiro is on paid leave after receiving a target letter from federal investigators connected to the Kealoha corruption case. Now, if Waters' resolution passes, it would be put up on the 2020 general election ballot for the voters to decide.
Well, leaders from the University of Hawaii were on the hot seat this week after state senators grilled them on how the school's being run. It was supposed to be an informational briefing on UH's budget request, but during the 4-hour meeting yesterday, President David Lassner, Board of Regents members, and the director of the Cancer Center were questioned about enrollment and salary increases.
I don't argue that they're valuable. I think we're looking at what has been the performance of the university, what is going on in our community, and it's not so much as how much was allocated, but whether or not it's really in line with what's going on. And
I'm incredibly proud of the work that they have done and that we are accomplishing together. I understand that in this hearing, that's not the views of some of the senators in this room, but it is my view, and I think we are really proud of the work we're doing. We're not perfect.
And there's another meeting scheduled for January 3rd.
Honolulu police say an out-of-state phone call triggered a possible threat at the University of Hawaii at Manoa yesterday. The university's Department of Public Safety says campus operations were normal by 9 Friday morning. The school sent out notifications on social media and email.
On your crime watch, police are looking for a suspect responsible for robbing an elderly woman in the Honolulu area. HPD says around 5 Thursday morning, the suspect tried to take the 62-year-old woman's purse. The victim was later treated for serious injuries. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 955-8300.
Well, a Pearl City chiropractor claims he was ripped off of tens of thousands of dollars by a scammer trying to sell him a new x-ray machine. Dr. Eugene Kitts says he placed the order with someone who had sold him medical equipment and done repairs for him before. He wrote some checks totaling $25,000, but says the seller then stopped responding. He shared his story, and it turns out other doctors say they've had the same problem.
I would say to him, just give me my money back and, stop doing this to other people. That's the basic thing.
Now, we looked into this. We called several numbers that were listed for the company, and there was no response. Honolulu police tell us they've now opened a theft investigation into this case. We'll definitely stay on top of that.
And we are learning new details about the shooter in last week's deadly Navy base attack in Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, it happened just days after the one here in Pearl Harbor. And as Stephanie Ramos reports, a joint intelligence bulletin suggests the gunman there in Florida was inspired by Al-Qaeda.
This morning, new details in the Naval Air Station Pensacola shooting investigation. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and DHS, revealing in one report that on September 11th of this year, shooter Mohammed Al-Shamrani posted on his social media accounts the phrase, "The countdown has started." Other posts included references to non-Muslims as infidels, and al-Shamrani also defending jihad.
The things that he talks about or references are textbook references of people who commit terrorist acts.
Here's what investigators say they've also found in the week since the lethal attack. The shooting lasted about 15 minutes. Al-Shamrani firing about 180 rounds from his legally purchased handgun with an extended magazine. During the rampage, Al-Shamrani fired at pictures of President Trump and another unnamed president. And a witness claims Al-Shamrani made comments critical of U.S. military action overseas as he was shooting.
He basically is saying the same thing that many terrorists before him has said, that the U.S. is the enemy because they attack Muslims overseas, or they help other countries attack Muslims overseas, and that's their justification to attack us.
Over 10 patients confirmed.
Al-Shamrani opened fire last Friday in a classroom building at the Naval Air Station, killing 21-year-old airman apprentice Cameron Walters, 19-year-old airman Muhammad Haitham, and 23-year-old ensign Joshua Caleb Watson, all students at the Naval Aviation School. 8 others wounded in the gunfire, including 2 officers. Deputies later killing Al-Shamrani after a chase.
And that was Stephanie Ramos reporting. The FCC has unanimously approved a proposal to implement a new resource for suicide prevention. Just like 911, it assigned a 3-digit number to make it easier to seek help and reduce the stigma associated with mental health. The proposal is open for public comment, and once implemented, people can just dial 988.
All right, well, the time now 7:43, and still ahead, a devastating diagnosis brings 2 rival coffee shops together for the holidays.
Plus, 3 Milwaukee men make the trip of a lifetime to deliver a dying man's wish. Don't go away. Good Morning Hawaii. We'll be right back.
This segment is sponsored by Navian Hawaii, formerly Hospice Hawaii.
For 40 years, Hospice Hawaii has provided expert hospice care to patients at the end of life. Now we're adding integrated care, a new service that delivers specialized help to patients with serious illnesses before hospice care is needed. As we expand our services, our name will also be changing to Navian Hawaii, now providing care for every life journey.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jamie. She has Hawaiian Telcom. I get tons of HD. Spectrum has tons of HD. Plus, we get the free Spectrum TV app. The whole family can watch live TV on their devices. Hawaiian Telcom doesn't offer an in-home TV app. And we love watching Spectrum's OC16, their 24/7 local sports and lifestyle channel. We don't get that either.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 643-2058.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem. You get all that?
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
Plus, Spectrum now offers mobile service. With the unlimited data plan, we save 40% a month. That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Make the best choice. Get Spectrum TV and Internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 643-2058.
Wet outside, keep it dry inside with Wet Okole.
Catch Island Sports with Cody Krupp, weekends on KITV4. This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Welcome back. Well, kind of a gloomy start to your Saturday out there. Look at that, all those clouds out there. You might think that that's maybe Portland or Seattle. Nope, that is actually Honolulu. So kind of a cloudy start to your day as you're waking up on your Saturday. 77 degrees, as we said, pretty cloudy out there, and winds moving east-northeast at 11 miles per hour. Those trades making it feel a little bit cooler, very wintry as you're waking up on your Saturday, heading into the weekend. Pretty chilly out there across the islands right now. Lanai, you're the record right now, below 70 degrees, but the rest of the island's in the 70s right now, so pretty cool for this time of year. And with those trades, you factor in the clouds, it's going to feel a little bit cooler heading into your work week this week. So definitely want to be on the lookout for that as you head into your week. Satellite, look at that, as we said, pretty cloudy across the islands, especially on Oahu the last couple hours as you're just waking up. The winds, pretty nice right now. Those nice trade winds are going to be rolling through the next couple days, a lot calmer than they were the last couple days when we saw that pretty wild surf. Hourly forecast, again, don't see much sun peeking up there. That's going to kind of stay that way the rest of the day. 70s topping off at 81 for the rest of your day in Honolulu. So maybe a good day to grab a cup of coffee and do that last-minute shopping you've been procrastinating on, Annalisa.
That's true. Cold for us, but not cold for Wisconsin, where we're going to tell you about another story now. A man with a terminal illness has one request. He's asking for lots and lots of Christmas cards this year. And as Brittany Lewis reports, 3 Milwaukee men decided to go the extra mile to make him smile, literally.
In this life, there are days we cherish.
Christmas is probably one of the most important holidays that we celebrate during each year.
And then there are inevitable days we wish we could put off.
We are each other's best friends. We're travel buddies. We do everything together, and that's why I'm going to miss him so much.
My youngest granddaughter, who's 3 years old, doesn't just grasp that Grandpa W is sick. And he's not able to get on the floor and roll around with me anymore. And that's very difficult for me to accept.
Gene Whitenhiller's days are numbered from the terminal cancer in his body. One of his last wishes is to receive as many Christmas cards as possible.
We help to make his holiday wish come true.
That's where these three come in.
Yep.
Markeith Powell, Marquane Given, and Earl Minley.
Yesterday I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I was just like, man, because I was battling my own depression, stressing. The first thing I saw when I went on Google, I seen his story. I'm like, wow.
So we called the two sitting next to him.
We all gathered up our little gas money that we had, put it in the car.
They used that gas money to drive to Gene's front door in Prairie du Sac, cards in hand.
We told him, we just like, we seen your post on the news or whatever. He was just like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, we didn't have nothing to do today, and we decided to come up here to make you smile. The smile on their face, it was just like they knew us already.
They hugged and prayed.
It was like powerful.
And together, they cried.
He read the cards, and he didn't even get done with his card before he started crying.
And it's like all of us were fighting our own battles, and to see the expression on his face, to see the tears come down his face, it really did something to all of us.
They left him with words of encouragement while receiving a lesson in return.
It make us realize how precious life is. Like the stuff we going through ain't nothing.
3 young men using their day to bring a smile to a man who doesn't know how many he has left.
All it took was a 2-hour drive in a car in a hug, and he cried tears of joy.
Oh, such a heartwarming story.
Yeah.
Reaching out 2 hours, but able to get there. Thanks to Brittany Lewis for that. If you'd like to send Gene Whitenhiller a Christmas card, here's that address. 410 20th Street, Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin 53578.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to get some aloha from Hawaii. So,
send him a postcard.
Send him a postcard. Yeah, send him, especially Wisconsin, pretty chilly for Christmas. Yeah. All right. Well, 2 coffee competitors in an Oregon neighborhood are brewing up a pretty special friendship. Moonlight Coffee House and the local coffee company are rivals. They're just about a mile down the street from each other. But after Moonlight owner Pixie Adams learned that her competitor, Dave McAdams, was battling terminal cancer, she decided to lend a helping hand and work for free.
I am here supporting them, trying to generate attention for their business, to help them with medical bills and expenses, and to help make sure that even after Dave is gone, that they still have the ability to keep this awesome little place open. Mexican bread.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to local businesses helping each other out, and all the money raised through that fundraiser will go to McAdams.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of local businesses. They step up and help each other.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be an entrepreneur. All right, well, speaking of new ideas and being entrepreneurial, Pepsi trying to get in on the caffeine action. If you have not seen this, is this basically Pepsi's new drink, Pepsi Cafe. It has twice as much caffeine as a regular soda. The drink is a coffee-infused cola and also comes in vanilla. It's expected to hit stores in the U.S. in April.
You know, I don't know how I feel about that.
Cola coffee.
I don't drink soda anymore. But I love coffee, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Well, I don't know. They said it's supposed to be a lot more energetic. I don't know.
All I care about is caffeine level. That's what I really need, especially on this morning show for sure.
All right.
That's all that matters to me. Well, a Colorado woman fed up with porch pirates. Those aren't fun. She found a creative way to fight back.
Yeah, Christine Hyatt says her family has had packages swiped from their porch more than 20 times, and that includes her daughter's diabetes medication. Then she got the idea to load up empty boxes with garbage and put them out as revenge traps. The pirate or pirates have swiped 4 rounds of decoy Amazon packages so far, and the latest one contains cigarette butts, fast food trash, and used kitty litter. Ew. Hyatt says she hopes they get the message, learn their lesson soon, and stop stealing. Ugh, can you imagine? Dirty kitty litter.
Yeah, right. So hopefully they learn their lesson. All right, well, time now, 7:53, and some furry friends need a new forever home for the holidays. See how you can get them on the Valley Isle just ahead.
Plus, an Oregon teen gets the surprise of a lifetime at her local animal shelter. Don't go away. Good Morning Hawaii. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
KITV4 Island News, sponsored by Poncho's Solar Service. To harness the sun, Poncho's #1.
Did you know that HECO's rates are continuing to go up? Did you know that federal tax credit for solar is going down soon? Did you know that Ponchos can build you an Outback off-the-grid system with average savings between $100 to $400? Larger systems are available. Did you know that Ponchos can build you a customized battery system for your home that can fit your needs and your budget? Did you know that you can start small and expand? Now you know. Poncho Solar, locally owned and trusted statewide.
American Carpet One Floor and Home gives your home more than you can imagine. Quality flooring and more. At American Carpet One Floor and Home, we have it all and we do it all. See the difference we can make for your home.
You know, you don't need to wait on the sun to say good morning, Hawaii.
Lots of people are up before dawn, and we are too.
Join Good Morning Hawaii weekdays at 4:30 in the morning to get an early start on everything you need for your day.
Personal injury is what we do. We're going to take care of everything. Our promise to you is that we'll be in the recovery with you.
Yeah, being in this position that we're in, I know we're a fresh team, and we definitely don't take that for granted. You know, you have to put in the work behind the scenes, whether it's making the calls, going out into the community and actually getting those interviews and hearing those people's stories.
But I'm talking about our dedication, our willingness to get out there, walk the communities, talk to individuals.
And that's really what gets me out of bed every day, is just being able to be in this position where we can help bring other people's stories to light like they deserve.
We are Hawaii. Hawaii is our home.
Welcome back. Time now 7:55 a.m. on Saturday. An Oregon teenager volunteering at an animal shelter got the surprise of a lifetime this week.
Yeah, as Alex Hazenstab reports, it was truly a holiday miracle when she showed up to work and saw a familiar face.
It was on her second day volunteering at Saving Grace Pet Adoption Center in Roseburg that 15-year-old Hannah Roundtree saw a familiar face in the catio.
I pulled up and I was like, is that my cat? Like, it literally looks so much like Spunky.
Spunky, Hannah's childhood cat, ran away while his family was on a trip over 3 years ago.
He was like my first cat and the first thing that I bonded with as a child. It was just really hard, and I cried a lot.
Hannah and her family spent months looking for Spunky.
That's when I was kind of like, I think maybe he passed away or someone took him like far away.
So it was certainly a surprise to see her old friend so many years later.
Good boy. That's how I got him. It was just fate, I feel like.
But the question remains, where were you for those 3 years? We may never know. Wendy King, director of Saving Grace, says Spunky was brought into the shelter in early September.
He came in as a stray that had been found near the side of the highway in Winchester.
Spunky was renamed Bear and put up for adoption.
He quickly became a favorite.
A couple took him home a few weeks later, but brought him back because he didn't want to catch mice. And so there he was, waiting for his original owner to stumble upon him.
I just think that's perfect that she is able to find the pet that she was separated from here when she came to help.
And Hannah says he's already adjusted to life back home.
Very comfortable. I knew that he would just perk up and remember.
A happy tale of 2 childhood friends reunited. I'm Alex Hassenstab reporting.
This messed up. They like, oh, you didn't catch mice, we're going to take you back. But at least that twist of fate got him back in the right hands.
Well, meantime, the Maui Humane Society is waiving adoption fees for all animals through the end of the year. That's thanks to a donation from the Savitt Family Foundation. Spay or neuter surgery will also be covered for all dog, cat, and rabbit adoptions, as well as a medical exam, first vaccination, microchip, and 30 days of free pet insurance. So there's really no excuse unless you're allergic, Tom.
Yeah,
or
right.
your house won't be able to accommodate it.
And rabbits too. Like, gotta make sure they get a loving home too. All right. Well, we'll see you next time for our newscast tonight at 5. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Aloha.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
At Ace Autoglass, our certified technicians install windshield glass according to the Autoglass Safety Council's highest safety standards for glass replacement. We call it Ace SureSet Bonding. So be confident with Ace SureSet Bond of glass to your car or whatever you drive. And hey, Ace has free quotes at all 9 locations. Replace with Hawaii's clear choice, Ace Auto Glass.
Rent returns in an electrifying 20th anniversary tour. Experience this groundbreaking masterpiece today, December 24th through 29th at the Blaisdell Center. Tickets on sale at BroadwayInHawaii.com.
St. Francis Healthcare System is creating something new and exciting. The St. Francis Kupuna Village in Liliha. The former hospital campus is being transformed into a health and wellness community for seniors and their caregivers, featuring a skilled nursing facility and an array of physicians in different specialties, with future plans for assisted living and independent living and a senior community center. Call today for more information. St. Francis Healthcare System,